Outlander fans. Season 8 starts in 2 weeks. And if you don't remember how Jim gets taken, Roger time travels again, or Jamie and Claire end up back in Scotland, you're not ready. No worries though, I'm going to be recapping Season 7, Episodes 7 and 8 today. I'm going to be recapping all of Season 7, so make sure to follow so you don't miss anything. Let's jump into Episode 7. Bree is reading one of Claire's letters when Roger walks in with the Nuclavy, William Buck Mackenzie. He followed Roger home after accidentally traveling through the stones near Craignadoon, so that's how we ended up being on the Lollipop property. Roger's not thrilled considering Buck had him hanged and nearly killed back in Season 5, but then Roger explains to Buck that Buck is actually Roger's 5 or 6 times great-grandfather. Buck is shocked, to say the least. Things get even more awkward when Rob Cameron unexpectedly shows up for dinner. Bree and Roger have to just quickly put Buck into the priest hole. It's a little awkward. He overstays, snoops around, plays the lonely divorcee card. Before Rob finally leaves, he invites Jimmy over to have a sleepover with his nephew Bobby. The next day, Bree takes Buck to her work, and Buck meets Rob. He tells Roger that he has a weird feeling about Rob. He smiles a little bit too much at Bree. Then that night, Mandy wakes up screaming that Jem is gone. Jem is supposed to be at the sleepover at this point. She's yelling that the bad man took Jem, and remember, Jemmy and Mandy have a connection, so Mandy can feel when Jem isn't near her. Roger and Bree realize that there was never a sleepover and Rob Cameron's car is missing. Rob figures that Rob, during his previous snooping, must have read the letters and figured out the truth about time traveling. Roger and Buck race to Craignadoon, where they find the stones buzzing. Jim is nowhere to be found, but his scarf is laying on the ground. Meanwhile, in 1777, William asked General Fraser, who is a relative of Jamie Fraser, to let him fight at the Battle of Saratoga instead of running messages. General Fraser agrees. In the battle, William watches his friend get killed right in front of him. And by the end, even General Fraser notes that William is a different man now. On the other side of the battle, the episode ends with Jamie lying on the ground, appearing to be dead. We are on to Episode 8. Good news, Jamie is not dead on the battlefield. He's just knocked out when Claire finds him. The bad news, a woman and her son find Jamie first and are about to kill him so they can strip him of all his belongings. Claire literally pulls Jamie's sword and holds it to the kid's neck to make them back off. And once Jamie wakes up, Claire is not having it. Goes off on him about why he's going into hand-to-hand combat when he's supposed to be a sniper. You know, that's really just fear talking because Jamie almost died. And she almost lost him. Meanwhile, Ian and Rachel finally kiss and Ian immediately gets slapped. They both have definite feelings for each other, but know that in reality they're not the best pair, so they're trying to fight those feelings. Claire also meets a man who's trading medical supplies, and he introduces himself as General Benedict Arnold. She is quietly freaking out because she knows that he will eventually betray the Americans. At the second Battle of Saratoga, Jamie is ordered to shoot General Simon Fraser, and remember, they're relatives. He ends up not being able to shoot him and aims for a different soldier, and ends up shooting his son William's hat off. Another soldier ends up shooting General Fraser, and he is mortally wounded, and Jamie is called to his side. General Fraser ends up dying. Jamie walks out of the tent afterwards and runs into William. Jamie gives William his own hat to make up for the one that he just shot off his head. And he is happy to have a man-to-man conversation with his son, but he doesn't reveal the truth at this point. The British surrender, and as part of that deal, Ian, Jamie, and Claire are asked to escort General Fraser's body back to Scotland. Jumping back to the 1980s, Roger and Buck return home to Lollybrook to tell Bree the truth. Rob took Jem through the stones to go find the gold. And they come to that conclusion because there's a gold musket ball missing from the box of letters, as well as a letter talking about the Spaniards' gold. Roger decides that he has to go travel through the stones in order to save Jem. Buck is going to go with Roger back through the stones. Bree is going to stay in the 1980s with Mandy. The episode ends with a tearful goodbye between Bree and Roger at the stones. Rachel actually has a run-in with Archbug. Archbug notes that Ian's dog Rollo is with Rachel, and so he puts it together that Rachel is important to Ian. And then, finally, Jamie, Claire, and Ian arrive in Scotland. That is a wrap for Season 7, Episode 7 and 8. I'm going to be recapping all of Season 7 so that we're ready to go on March 6th, the premiere of Season 8.